Okay, so I sent the guys away. I sent them to town so that I could get this done. Because I can't video when Dale's home. I need a room of my own. The problem is that my room is a walkthrough. And so Joshua just stays in his room and minds his own business. Anyway, so I'm going to try to get a couple more pages done. But I have to show you something first. Which everybody's going to be like, So, but I dug out my silhouette. Anybody else have die cut machines that have sat in the drawer for 5, maybe 6 years? Not naming any names. Yeah. And so what I really was trying to do is convince myself that I needed a brother scan and cut, right? So I thought, well, okay, well, in order to be truly enabling, I had to prove that I just couldn't make the silhouette do what I wanted it to do. So I dug it out of the drawer, dusted it off, found my pick scan mats, and spent way too much time trying to figure the software and the machine out again, because did I mention it's been 5 or 6 years since I used it? And yeah, it's changed a wee bit. Anyways, and so needless to say, damn it, I don't get a brother scan and cut because I figured out how to use the silhouette to do what I wanted it to do. And I can't justify buying another die cut machine when what I have works. It's the reason I still have a white and red Big Shot, because it still works. Anyways, what I want it to do is do these cut apart sheets from P13. And so I did a tester, and like I said, I found somewhere here, my pick scan mats, and I figured out how to calibrate. Apparently you have to calibrate your phone and calibrate your machine and calibrate your life and all these things, and figured out how to trace again and offset and all that. And what it came down to was it worked. And so I don't get to buy a new machine, damn it. But it works so well. And so this is, I did the fall sheet that I had. And look, don't they look like, you bought it in a package? So yeah. So needless to say, that happened. But anyways, who else? Who else has got a electronic die cut machine that you had to have and you put it in a drawer and you haven't seen it since? Dig them out with me. 2021 is going to be our dig those tools out. I got my sewing machine plugged in over here. I have my silhouette plugged in over here. Everything is set up to just turn on and go, because my excuse is I have to dig it out. Yeah. So, anyways, that's my show and tell. Today I'm gonna get some more fauxbonichi stuff done because I'm behind, and I could have all this whipped out in a day, but I decided to do videos on this stuff, and that takes for freaking ever. So go me. Yeah. So I'm gonna be perpetually behind forever. Yeah, my thingy came off. Oh, see? That's what happens. I wasn't paying attention. Whoop. There we go. Fixed. All right. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Fauxbonichi. Okay, so today is the 13th. Well, today is not the 13th. Today is... I don't even have a clue. Today is the 22nd. But we're doing the 13th, and the 13th was a Friday, and it was Joshua's first payday. And we established rules in our house for the child, and the child's rules for employment are this: you can stay in the house. He's not a child, he's an adult, by the way. You can stay here We will pay room, board, food. Nothing will change in his life financially. Okay? He can stay as long as he wants within reason. And, but the rules are that 75% of his paycheck has to go into some kind of savings account. 75% of it has to go into a savings account. 25% of it is his to do what he wants of, but 75% off the top needs to go automatically into a savings. And the way our budget is for our grown-up budget, mine is that we have a security fund, a savings fund, we have investments, we have spending money, and our house account. And then we have our own personal accounts, but there's usually nothing in those. But number one is that we always save money first. Save money first. You can always spend it later. There'll always be a time to spend it later, but we always save first. And so automatically out of the 2 checks that we get, it gets transferred into various accounts and that kind of stuff. We have our 401k money that comes out automatically out of our check. We don't even deal with that. We're up to 20% invested in that. So it's hauling butt. Yay. But basically, long story short, it'll be long, is that in order for Joshua to continue to live the life that he is living, he is going to have to pay. But instead of paying rent and utilities and all that kind of stuff to us, I just calculated that approximately 75% of his paycheck would go to that kind of stuff. Anyways, that's going into a savings. And so what that savings is that he is working towards a security fund of $10,000. Our first goal was $500, and he reached that. The second goal will be $1,000. Third is $2,500. Fourth goal is $5,000. And ultimate goal is a $10,000 security fund. This does not count all of the other savings that he will eventually, if he gets a full-time job, to do. But this is the rules. This is how it works. This is what we've decided. Out of the 20% or 25% that he gets to keep to spend, because he didn't have anything to buy, which is what his problem is. He's like, I don't know. We decided that he was going to work towards a new gaming computer. So we have set up a second account for him to put 20% of his 25% into saving for that computer. And then he has 5% that transfers to his spending account for spending, fun money. Well, it's all fun money, but anyway, so he got his first paycheck, which I'm not going to flip open there. And we sat down and we set up his budget. And so, again, the budget is he gets the paycheck, 75% of it is automatically transferred out, and it's gone. It's a security fund. It's for when his car breaks down or he needs rent or whatever, which since he's living here should not matter. It could end up being, depending on how long he stays, it could be that down payment on a home. Instead of having to pay PMI insurance, he could pay cash. Things like that. So that's the rules. That's the rules. And he doesn't want to move out, and he doesn't want to do all that stuff. So he's like, sure, because that's how he rolls. And yeah, so that's our that's how we live. That's how we got debt free. We are debt free. We have no debt, no mortgage, no credit cards, no nothing. We have savings, we have investments, we have all that kind of stuff. And on a single income, lower middle class single income. So don't tell me you can't do it. Yeah, we went from bankrupt to debt free. Took us a long time, 25 years, but we did it. Took us 25 years to get into bankruptcy and out. Credit cards are evil, people. Don't do it. Credit cards are not allowed. We don't do credit. We do interest-free. Anything interest-free. All right, so what I did was I decided to, I'm kind of going off my target page that I did a while back, I printed out a whole bunch of dollar signs. And where's my phone? Because, hold on. I had this all laid out. Now I can't remember what I did, which is why I take photos of everything. Everybody's always like, how come you take photos of everything? Because I have the attention span and the memory of a gnat. So what I take pictures of everything, every step, everything. And so that way, it doesn't matter what it is. I have my phone everywhere because that's how that rolls. All right, so we had a big one, big dollar sign there, and we had a medium dollar sign here, and I do want to get some politics in there. That's going to be in a pocket because that's not the main point of the page. This is going to go there. I got a little baby one to go right there, and I don't have a rhyme or reason for how I do layouts. I just kind of feel it. I feel it, and if it feels right, that's what I do. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't, but that's the general. Okay, so there's that one, and then we have this little dude that was in this little corner here. And I suspect that these are under this little flippy-do. Isn't that washi awesome? Here. Like that. So, do you guys have, like, I'll call it the Dave Ramsey thing. I don't follow Dave Ramsey. I like his principles, but except for the college one, we pretty much had that handled before I knew he was a thing. But we don't do the $1,000. I do a $5,000, $1,000. We have a $5,000 what I call a kitty. I don't know what he calls his $1,000 thingy. But he does a $1,000 one, and he does a $10,000 one, and so we have a $5,000 one and a $10,000 one instead, so that we don't have to worry about. Well, you always have to worry because it sounds like a lot of money, right? But one shitstorm and it's all gone. So, but at least it gives you a moment in time to breathe when the shit hits the fan, so that you can figure out what your next move is. But yeah, we started out our marriage basically shit ton in debt, mortgages, credit cards, car loans, everything. The only thing I regret is I wish we had filed bankruptcy. Looking back, I wish we'd have filed bankruptcy and just been done with it. We got bad financial advice on that, and everybody oh God, don't file bankruptcy, it'll destroy your credit. But here's the thing. You shouldn't be able to get loans and that kind of stuff anyways if you have to file bankruptcy. So it was, for 7 years or whatever it was back then. This has been 25 years. I don't know what the rules are now. But we would have started over, and then, but I get it. Anyways, but yeah, so we were pretty much the typical standard American person. In complete debt. My parents sent me to college with a credit card and no rules. Yeah, and then I left college and they went, enjoy, and gave me the bill. So that's how I started out my life, is credit card debt. And not for an education. But anyways, that's a mute point. Mostly because they're mute. But let's see. But yeah, so do you guys, do you have a savings system? Do you have a retirement system? We plan to retire in 15 years. That's our goal. Actually, I don't know when we're going to retire. Dale at any time could just decide, nope, that's it, I've had it, and we would retire because that's where our finances are sitting now. I should preface this with the fact that he's 8 years older than I am, and so he's closer to actual retirement age than I am. But there's financial reasons for not retiring early. So both in Social Security, retirement, investments, that kind of stuff. And so we probably won't be retiring until the last minute, because who's giving up good money, right? And but so we have all of that. Definitely can't retire till he's at least 60, so that we get all the investments that we can. I think Social Security starts requiring you to start drawing around 67 to 70 in his age group, stuff like that. So we'll just ride that when we get here. But yeah, we worked really hard to make up for a lot of ignorant, stupid, bad spending, thinking, like refinancing the house and all that stuff. Oh my God, don't just don't get sucked into that. And there's just, a lot of things that I would do differently, and I have the opportunity to do things differently because I have a son who I do not want to have the same health issues that we had. So therefore I changed our lives and taught him to be better. And I do not want him to suffer through the financial problems that we have. And therefore we are starting out from day one with, it's not your money, it's your life's money. And if you want all these things that you're dreaming of, you need to save so you can pay cash for them. That's the rules. We pay cash, period. We do use some store cards, things like that, but I always have the money. We just use the store cards because most of the store cards that we have are interest. You get interest, not interest, rewards, like Best Buy. If you buy something there, you get rewards, or Lowe's and stuff like that. So we do have credit cards that are like that, but in general we don't. But we don't buy something we don't actually have the cash already for. We just, that's not how it works. We don't pay interest on anything. I don't pay interest on anything. Especially now that the house is paid off. Nope, we don't pay interest on anything. So I'm trying to use that. I bought this whole book of Happy Planner stickers that was budgets, and I'm trying to use those stickers up because I don't budget. I do budget. I have a budget. We just don't budget the way other people do. And so a lot of the stickers don't affect us because I don't have debt, and my bills are paid automatically. And where should we put this? Here? Aren't these cute? I'm just trying to fill it up with stickers. Can you tell? And, yeah. So how about you? Are you, I mean, you don't have to tell me your business. I tell mine because I don't know. I'm stupid. No, I want people to know that you can do it. We're not rich. We are a single income family. My husband he sells parts for, a huge, for Caterpillar. And we're not, we're not like, oh, look, yeah, it's easy for you to say. We live in a very old freaking house, and that's tried to kill us many a time over. But we made bad decisions and then corrected it with good decisions. Thank goodness. And so yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, gosh, you guys don't want to know all that stuff, but oh well, it's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so this was a Friday. So these don't totally match, but I'm going to use them anyways because that's how I roll. And I think I'll put, I'll just stick them down here. Because why not? But yeah, so we worked really hard to go from oh shit to oh yeah. But this year we got to pay the house off finally. And that was our final bill, debt, whatever you want to call it. We have retirement figured out. Well, we don't. Can you figure out retirement? I don't know if you can figure out retirement. I mean, you put a whole bunch of money in a jar and you hope it's enough to cover it. And yeah, I just figured I just had to pay our property taxes. In Montana, we have property taxes. We don't have sales taxes. And so, well, that didn't work. So I'd never paid property taxes before because our mortgage company, escrow takes care of all that. Well, now I'm escrow. So I got to learn how to pay property taxes, and I got to figure out how to do home insurance. I still got to work on that because I think we can get our deductible changed on our home insurance so we aren't paying so much home insurance anymore. Now that we don't have a mortgage on it, I guess we could cancel it. But did I mention I live in an old shitty house? Yeah, not gonna cancel that. But yeah, so we have right now that we've gone from paying the mortgage off to our 15-year coming plan, and that is to live the life we're living for the next 15 years, and then we're out. We're done. Dale's going to retire. We're moving out of this property. It's too much for us to take care of as an old folk. It's a half an acre of yard, and by then I will be gardened out. Also, I don't want to be like my grandparents and stuff, that it was a shock to them when they got old that they had to make changes to their lives and move and do different things. And I want to plan for it now so Josh doesn't have to go through, Friday the 13th, that's funny. Mom, Dad, it's time kind of things. That's not, I don't want him to go through that like I had to go through that with my grandmother. I want to have all that set up mentally, physically, and financially before we get there, and that kind of stuff. And budgeting allows me to do that. It's not a budget though. It's called security, and I call it security. I don't call it budgeting. Budgeting sounds like a negative word. It's like savings. Nobody saves money. Nobody does. It's terrible. I should save. That's like I should lose 5 pounds, right? But the reality is that you will pay a bill before you will put money in savings. So if you make savings a bill, you will pay it. And so that's what we do. But anyway, so that's what this page is about. Josh got his first paycheck. We set him up with how we, for now, once he moves out, he's welcome to do whatever he wants with his money. But that was the rules for staying here, that if he wants to stay here, he has to put all of his saved money into 90% of his money. Well, 75% of his money into savings. If he ends up with a full-time job with a 401k, these numbers will probably change. But for now, this is it. When he leaves, he will know how to feed himself. He will know how to shop for himself. He will know how to fix things around his home. And he will have money and security to do what he wants to do. And I don't have a lot to give him other than this, and if we can help him avoid things that we learned as young adults that we should never have done, I think that's the best inheritance that we can give our kids, is to not tell them not to do something, but show them why to do something else. And so that's what this is all about. So I'm going to go journal. And then if the guys give me time, I am going to do another page, and I will be back. I would love to know about your savings. Maybe you'll have suggestions for me. I'm always about saving money. It's become kind of an addiction, and seeing that thing grow. Plus, when something shits out, which everything does, have you had a washing machine? Yeah. It's really nice to go, okay, let's go get one. So, I will see you in the next video. I'll be back. All right, so I got the journaling done, but I forgot to tell you about the stickers. Everybody's always asked me what I use to print out my stickers on the clear transparency. It is this. It is the Avery 8.5 by 11 full sheets. That's the number. I get them on Amazon. They're not cheap, but they go a long ways. And they are my favorite. The only thing I will warn you about is when you make stickers out of this. Oh, I use an inkjet Canon all-in-one. It's regular printer. The only thing I'll warn you about this is when it's down, it's down. There is no moving it around. So other than that, but they print really, really well. All the dollar signs are printed on this. So for those that were asking, I always leave that information down below, or somewhere, usually on Instagram, if not here. But holler when you have questions. Okay, so next page. So yeah, this is how the journaling turned out on that. And so, I got so's going on. So, suck your toe. No, that's not nice. My grandpa used to say that, but I suspect it's not nice now. The next day we're going to do is the 14th. I'm going to use those alphas. And what I did is I used the purple paper out of this the other day, remember? I'm going to use another sheet out of this. I really like this. I wish it had more pages with bigger images so that I could cut them out and use them in my fauxbonichi. I don't really have any use for these, except for the fact that I'm going to make quilt paper. Quilt blocks out of paper, and I think this will be really pretty for that. I just need 12 minutes of my own to do it. Okay, so the 14th. So what I did is I cut paper. Now, this is where in the last video I said, look, I have this fancy new tape so that I don't have to glue all these edges down, and I was being good. And then, yeah, I promptly forgot to use it on this one. So go me. But yeah, so this was a full 12 by 12 sheet, and I cut out the little pieces of it. I don't know how much of this I'll use. I just kind of laid it out on my table over here. I got this little butterfly right there. Okay, so I have this big picture here that I want to go here. And what today was all about, I had to give my basil a haircut. Crazy hair basil. And so this is, I don't know, I'll put a photo here if I remember, of what our basil looks like. It's about 3 foot tall, give or take. and growing like a weed. I just restarted some of it, so we're gonna have new fresh basil growing. Not and yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about on this page, so there's not much room for journaling. And that's what I try to tell people, that it doesn't have, every day doesn't have to be a book. And some days there just isn't a lot. I spent the day working on videos, when I do the video, the problem that I have with the videos is it sucks my day away, because by the time you do the video, you have to edit the video, you have to upload the video, you have to advertise the video, you have to do all this stuff. Not advertise, I don't monetize. No, I don't monetize. But it takes all day. So anyways, this is what I'm planning on doing for this page. I could take this off and just put this little guy there, or just put this. I think I'll just put this. I'm not even sure. It looks like a stingray, so I think I'll skip that part. All right. But yeah, our grow rooms. Like I said, I'll put photos if I remember. If not, I have links down below that I share everything about everything on my Facebook Living Whole Food Plant-Based page for growing, what gardening we do, all of that kind of stuff. How you can grow, what grow lights we use inside, what seeds we use. I'm not an expert. I started this 2021 will be my second full year of doing gardening, pretty much. And so, yeah, we went from 0 to nothing to 60 in, because when I do something, damn it, I do it. But hold on, I can't think in glue. All right. And I decided I was going to grow food. If we were going to eat all these greens and we were going to eat all these herbs and all that kind of stuff, that I was going to grow it. I could do this. Joshua has a ginormous room. He is lucky to have the back half of the house, for that matter. And so because he's grown up and doesn't have that, he doesn't need a playroom or all that anymore. We turned half of his room into a grow room, and we also have grow stations throughout the house. We grow. I was trying to figure it out the other day. I think we've got. I'll have to figure it out. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's just go, 9. 9 shelving units that I grow food on. And they're 5 feet wide. 5 feet? 4 feet. 4 feet wide, 18 inches deep. So I'll have to figure out how many square feet of indoor gardening space we have. But mostly I did it because you can't get good fresh greens here. You just can't. And you can get lettuce. We have an aquaponics farm that you can get lettuce from. If you're in the Billings area, it's Swinky Ritz. But she doesn't grow a lot. They're just getting into outdoor farming too, so that may change. But right now they don't do a lot of greens. She tries to cater a little bit more to business than the home person, which is understandable. Montana is got a steak in one hand and cheese in the other. So, you got to go where your business is. And, but I didn't want spinach. You know what I mean? Like, if you go to the grocery store, that's what you get spinach. And so I wanted to be able to get kale and pak choi and tatsoi and all these different greens and stuff when I wanted them. And so that was why I started growing microgreens. And then after I figured out that, hey, I not too bad at doing this, we expanded to one shelf and a couple of lights, and then before I knew it, half the house is lit up and growing food. So we grow all the herbs that we eat, we grow. And somebody has asked me, God, isn't that expensive? Well, you have to figure it out this way. If we ate as much as we grow, it would be a fortune, because one package of basil at the grocery store is around $5. So that's $5 a week times four, and that's for one container. We eat literally pounds and pounds of vegetables.
It's 11:45.
It's 11:45 of herbs and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's $20 a month. It costs $5 for a ginormous package of basil. One basil plant, the basil that I have in this picture here that I'll put up, these are 2 years old. And so it cost effective wise, it's not financially better to buy it. It's financially better to grow it. And, but now we grow all kinds of stuff. I just planted my cucumbers for growing over the winter inside. I planted cucumbers, tomatoes. I've grown summer squash. I've grown eggplants. Don't do well. That was a fail, at least for me. Last year we had lots of cucumbers and tomatoes, so I'm trying different cucumbers and tomatoes this year. Gosh, what else? Oh wait, no, it's upside down. What else are we got going on down there? All kinds of herbs. We have kale growing. We have full-size kale, pak choi, tatsoi, a number of varieties of basil. I have pineapple sage going. Okay, I don't actually cook with that. I just like to walk by and brush by that bush, and it makes the whole room smell like pina coladas. Let's see. We planted some baby okra. I'm going to try to grow some okra in the house. We have some flowers. I started some flowers. I like to grow flowers in the bottom of our big pots because you can eat them. We have Johnny Jump Ups growing and nasturtiums growing. Well, I did. They stink. I don't like them in the house. But I want to grow. I usually have marigolds growing, but I winter snowed on them, so I don't know what I'm gonna do with that. But yeah, we've got stevia. I grew a stevia plant. I've got a big bushy stevia plant down there. Chives. Gosh, I don't know. There's stuff everywhere. But yeah, and it's cheap. Seeds, you buy a package of seeds from, let's say, your local hardware store or whatever. It doesn't feel like there's very many in there, but you got to remember each one of those seeds becomes a plant. And most of these plants can be restarted from that plant. So like all of this basil was started from one plant. And then I just chop it off, stick it in water, it grows roots, I stick it in a pot, and boom, new plants. And so that's how but yeah. But it's just a lot cheaper to grow it yourself than it is. Even with our electric bill went up. Yes, our water bill went up. Not very much. In consideration for how much we eat out of this, it's nothing. And I would pay it even if it was something, because at some point you're paying for food that's making you healthy. Instead of buying prescriptions, I pay for grow lights. And that's how I work it. All right, so I gotta think here. So this would have been the 14th. So I think what I'm gonna do is put it in this corner. So I have these that are kind of blendy. But do you grow anything in the house? I don't care. Potted plant. Something. Have you tried to grow microgreens? Have you tried to grow pak choi or tatsoi or herbs? Do you have herb plants growing? anything like that. Anything. Do you know? I would love to know how many of you are living a plant-based lifestyle. That would be fun. I set up a YouTube channel for that, and then I've never done anything with it because I don't want to do cooking on YouTube, and that's usually what they are. I just don't have an interest to show that. My house is not set up to do that. Someday I'll probably buy a cook plate. Maybe I can do it that way, but honestly, I kind of wing things, and so it's not real tutorial-ish. And everybody, it's been there, it's done it. The worst thing about the whole food plant-based community is that everybody's ripping everybody off recipe-wise, and that's the new thing, and I'm not interested. Hold that thought. But yeah, I don't want to get into teaching people to cook. I don't mind answering questions and stuff, but honestly, my background in cooking is I just started using recipes until I learned how to do it, and after 5 years, I can wing it with the best of them now. If you can read, you can cook. There's really that's the talent. All right, so I pretty much have this wrapped up. And that's how that's going to turn out. So I would love to know if you grow anything in the house, or if you're interested in growing anything in the house, or why you don't. Of course, most people don't eat as many vegetables and greens as we do, so I understand that, but you should be, because you'll be healthy and it tastes good. But all right, let me go journal, and then I will be back on this, and we may or may not get another page in. We'll see. So this is what it looked like when the journaling was done, and so that gets that wrapped up. And yeah, so on to the next page. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze one in before they get home. This will be the last one in this video. Cooking. That was today. What's the date? 15th. This is the 15th, not today's 15th. I have this 6x6 pad of paper, which I really shouldn't have bought, but oh God, I just have a weakness for P13. And this was all about cooking, and I bought it. And then I got it home because I didn't read the description. And basically, there's not many different papers in here. It repeats like 75,000 times. But it's really cute, and I love it. And I cook a lot, so I'll use it. It's good. All right, so I remembered to use my tape this time. And I took the 6x6 piece. I wish there was more of those. That looks like this. And I cut it up so it would fit here. And so that's what I got here. So let me move these over. And then this day was all about cooking, because I cooked up some mystery squash. I don't know what they are. We think they're a mix of delicata and spaghetti squash, because they had the striping pattern for a delicata and the flavor of a delicata, but they had the stringy spaghetti-like stuff of a spaghetti squash. So that's what I think they were. But anyways, I had a whole bunch of them, and I cooked up a couple. They're from our garden this year. And I made enchiladas out of them, and I made brownies out of them. And so that's pretty much what happened on this day. But yeah, I put the tape behind it, and then I fussy cut around. This was also before I figured out the pick scan. I don't know how the pick scan would do on this. I'll have to try it because I love this little stuff, but boy, I hate cutting it out. If my scissors would show up, they probably would help that, but yeah. I've never ordered from Tonic before. I ordered a set of Tim Holtz scissors, the non-serrated ones, and I was all excited, and Tonic had them on sale, and I'd never ordered from Tonic, but everybody said Tonic was a good company and yada yada, and holy shit, it hasn't even processed yet, and I ordered it on the 15th. Today is the 22nd. All right. Still nothing from them.
1:15.
I don't know if it's lost. I don't know if the order, I mean, they did say that it could take 14 days, but what does that mean before they even look at it? I mean, I just, not sure I'll be ordering again from them ever. I hope I get them. I mean, it's worth putting up with waiting simply because I got them 50% off, which has me suspicious that will probably, oh, we're sorry, there was a mistake, and they're out of stock now, or whatever the hell. That would figure, and yeah, that would figure. Which wouldn't be so bad, except for Scrapbook. I'll order them from scrapbook.com, and they're doing all their Black Friday sales and stuff. So it's like, could you at least let me know if they're lost so I can order them from someplace else? I don't understand business. Money doesn't guarantee anything anymore, apparently. Companies don't care if they have customers. Email is free. So I don't understand why it's so difficult for companies to keep in touch with their customers. Now, not all companies, obviously, but I just, a simple, hey, this is going to take for frickin' ever, but we got you. Don't worry. We have the product. We just don't have the staff or whatever. I don't care. Honesty. Oh, good Lord. Don't hold your breath. Nope. But anyways, so I'm hoping that they will cut better than the scissors that I have. The other thing about using the big tape is P13 paper is really thick, right? Really thick. Then you add the sticky tape, and now it's really, really thick. So yeah, I'm hoping the Tim Holtz scissors will be like their serrated ones, only without the serration, and cut through like butter like their other ones do. That's what I'm hoping. So what were we talking about? Anyways, so I hope I get the scissors. I mean, just send out a generic, we haven't forgot you, put it on auto email and say, it's coming. It's just with all the COVID and stuff and yada yada, whatever excuse you want to use for the fact that you're not holding up your end of your business. I mean, I understand what's going on with the COVID and all that, but what I don't understand is if you offer a product, you are saying you are in business. And it's been a year now. At some point, these businesses are going to have to figure out a new plan, especially if everybody's going to fall for this shutdown crap. Anyways, it's fine, and I don't mind waiting. That's not even the issue. It's the fact that I don't even know if the order... It says it's confirmed. They nicely took my money a week ago, so that's always great. I held up my end, but, that's different. But there's no, this is in process, or this is, hey... we it's okay, or whatever. There's nothing. And so I emailed them, and I'm sure I'll get back a generic, well, due to COVID, things are taking forever, yada yada, which I understand. I get it. But I don't know. I mean, you're not making the scissors. It's not manufacturing. There's a box with scissors in them. You put them in another box and you put tape on it and out it goes. Can you tell I'm a little cranky about this? Yeah. Yeah. Mostly because they took my money. They took the money. I held up my end of the business, the contract. And yeah. Anyways, back to cooking. I have these two recipes, the enchilada recipe and the brownie recipe on my Living Whole Food Plant-Based Facebook page. I will link the recipe links down below to those if anybody wants them. And this is pretty, well, that was just a rant on me on scissors. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. I don't have anything else to say about this page. That's what this whole page is going to be about. We need a date. Oh, duh. That's what the pen is for. I'm like, what did I do with the date stickers? Okay, so this was Saturday. So this is Sunday. November, what? 15. There. I love P13 paper. Do you like P13 paper? Do you have the P13 paper? When I get done here, I am going to go spend the rest of the day cutting out embellishments from my P13 paper. After I go cook up, what am I cooking up? White beans, kale, creamy white beans and kale over wild rice. That's going to be lunches for next week. It's a short week for Dale, but a long week for Josh. Yeah, it's getting into the scheduling thing that's new for me. And yeah. I gotta make some bread for stuffing. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm gonna make artisanal bread, which sounds so fancy, but it's put dough in bowl, squish around, and let it set for 18 hours. But I'm gonna make some no-knead bread for this stuffing recipe I found that you make in a bundt pan, and I just bought a bundt pan, so I'm totally excited with being able to use my bundt pan. That's a legitimate reason for cooking stuffing, right? So I'm making a rosemary sage garlic bread that I will then cook up into stuffing. We're making green bean casserole and mashed potatoes, creamy roasted garlic mashed potatoes, mushroom, brown gravy, and I don't know if I'm going to do a main because we're not actually sitting down to dinner. It's just the three of us, and everybody's in and out all of next week, so it's weird. So I think that if I do a main, it's probably going to be barbecued seitan because that's what I'm in the mood for. Last year we did brisket, not real brisket, seitan brisket. And the year before we did chickpea meatloaf, which, it's really good. But I'm not in the mood for that either. So I put that in sideways. Dang it. Oh, well, at least it's not upside down. So anyways, that's me blathering. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm not going to come back and show you the journaling. I'll just put the picture in because it's the same thing. I will be back with the next 3 pages in the next video. In between that, though, I don't know. I'm going to try to, it depends on how much time I have. I really need to get my pages caught up, so I may we'll see how that goes. I don't know what's next. And I got the giveaway coming up on Tuesday, I think is the date. And so we'll get that done. And I don't know. You will see whatever comes up next. How about that? Be sure you subscribe. Hit the little bell icon if you'd like to know when I update or upload or whatever that is. Anything and everything is usually in the description below, unless it's not, and then just leave a comment and I'll answer your questions for you. You have a wonderful day. I hope you had a wonderful weekend or whatever day it is when you're watching this, and I will see you in the next video. Bye now.